First on my list in random order is Tearlaments. If you go second, you can make great plays turn 0 thanks to Havness and Tearlaments Cash Tira, which can be devastating for your opponent if you fuse during their turn, resulting in a very easy to break board for your opponent. During your turn, if you go first or second, you have so much cards and interactions and can overwhelm your opponent. Scream helps you get to those graveyard effects that are free pluses, as well as helps chain block theirs. Also, so many ways to play Tearlaments, including Horus Tearlaments or Synchro Tearlaments, or just pure Tearlaments. You also have cards like Super Poly to help with breaking boards and disrupting opponent. Here's a Tearlaments Horus Decklist, which is one of the most popular ways to play the deck. And here's another decklist if you want to play pure Tearlaments with a few monsters that have grave effects. Next we have Purrely. It's important to note that Purrely does extremely well under Max C, as you'll see here. Turn 1. Purrely decks generally set a combo that ends on an unaffected war and it draws 6. And if you have Purrely Street, your monsters can't be targeted, which is so good versus decks like Rescue Ace. It was my opponent who activated Max C, but it's me who's drawing 6. And almost always you'll draw into your own hand traps such as Max C, Ash Blossom, and Nibiru, all while having an unaffected war on the field as well as guaranteed follow-up. And when you have your battle phase, it's easy to set up an OTK with Happiness, making the deck amazing going both first and second. Next we have Labrynth, one of the best controlled decks in the game. Labrynth's recursion is insane. You can make plays turn 0, you can destroy cards in your opponent's hand, you have broken cards that win games like Daruma Karma Cannon and Dogmatica Punishment, and you have an infinite resource loop with your furniture cards. Just when you think Labrynth is out of resources, then a monster leaves a field by a trap. Labrynth will go +5 every single turn. And as you can see, other decks generally can't keep up. Now we have Rescue Ace, arguably the second best deck in the game behind Snake Eyes. Rescue Ace can play through a lot of hand traps to end on a crazy amount of disruptions. As long as you resolve Turbulence one time, it's game over for your opponent. Free +4 from deck, and if you have a few extenders, you can get that +4, then go into Promethean Princess and Appaloosa for an unbreakable board. And then when it's your turn again, you can recycle those 4 spells or traps to just set them from deck again. Rescue Ace also does incredibly well under Max C. You can't go wrong with this deck. The deck that never dies, Branded Despia, always one of the best in the game. While going first, Branded can set up a crazy amount of disruptions, which included non-targeting Banish twice, monster negates, and destroying cards, which is all made possible thanks to one of the most broken cards ever printed, Branded Fusion. Of course, you still have your utility cards like Super Poly and Triple Tactics Thrust to basically search anything in your deck. What's amazing with Branded is its recursion. In the end phase, during every end phase you'll go at least +2, you're always guaranteed a follow-up. Even though the opponent is using cards like Lava Golem and Talent, they still can't completely break Branded's board. You also have a few ways to recycle branded fusion from grave even though it's limited to 1. And finally we have Snake Eyes. Don't be fooled by the Banlist. I did 12 test hands and all of them were full combo. Best deck in the game without a doubt. And it'll still be the best when the Banlist is applied. For Snake Eyes, you'll just want to replace Ash and Wanted with Poplar and original Sinful Spoils. And it's like almost nothing changed. Subscribe if this video helped.